Hey everybody, this week we're going to go through my Noble Records exclusives. And this is only half of it. So let's get to it. Hey everybody, it's the Snowman with TooLoud2oldMusic.com. All right, this week we're going to go through my, or at least part of my Noble Records exclusive collection. Noble Records, if you haven't watched the show, is my local record store. It's got Dylan who runs it. Great guy. He's got his own YouTube channel. I'll make sure to put a link down there. But he does these exclusives. And at first, when he put them out, I didn't buy them. I supported him by buying other stuff in the store. I bought t-shirts and a hat, and I think I have a hat and all sorts of stuff. So, but one day I was in the store and he had a release, which we're going to get to, called Orangutan or something like that. And I loved the cover. It was just a god awful cover, but I loved it. So I was like, okay, I think I'm going to buy one of these. And I ended up loving that album. And so I started aggressively going back and picking up all the exclusives I've missed. So now for the last 2 years, I've been buying them as they come out. And I think I have every single one that he's put out. However, I don't do different variants or colors because each vinyl he puts out has a different color. But I don't, if there's a gold, I'll get the gold, but I'm not going to get a gold, a yellow, and a translucent. I'm only going to buy one because I'm only going to listen to one album. There is an exception to that rule, but there's a difference in the music. So we're going to get to that probably maybe in part two. We'll have to see. If this takes too long, I'm going to split it up into two parts because there's like 50 albums to go through. And I want to show them because the colors on the vinyl are gorgeous and stuff. So we might as well just jump right into it. One of the very first reissues he did was for a gentleman named Randy Holden. The album was Population 2, and this is the exclusive. It's got Randy's signature over here on thing, so he has autographed it. And then there is the back. It is on Writing Easy Records. They're the ones that actually reissued it. And here is the yellow vinyl that it came in. This album, yeah, it was 1970. It was Randy Holden and drummer keyboardist Chris Lockheed. It's one of the early examples, or at least they say it's one of the early examples of doom metal. And it is, it's kind of heavy, it's dark, but man, the guitar playing on that thing is just awesome. I haven't spent time on every single album in this group. I've listened to them, but I would say out of the 50, there have been 10 to 12 I have really deep dived in. And this is one I've been deep diving in recently. Um, I'll probably do a review on it. I've done a review for a bunch of them up on tooloud20music.com. So go check out there and you'll get all the detail. But this one I will probably do one day. Just a great, great album and a really good start to his exclusives. I can see why people were jumping on this. And a lot of the categories of the music, there's a lot of psychedelic, that is proggy stuff. And that's just not usually something I was into. But man, now I, I really enjoy these exclusives. Not all of them, and we'll explain which ones. But man, it's just fun to collect stuff that's outside of my comfort zone. All right, one of the ones that I had missed, Randy Holden was one, but I found a copy. But the hardest one for me to get to was this next one, and this is called Ice, and the album is The Ice Age. I love the old like NASCAR picture of there. There's the band. Again, this one's on Writing is Easy Records as well. And oops, and there is the vinyl, the red with the black or blue splatter. Really pretty vinyl. That album, The Ice Age, is a 1970 heavy psych proto metal music. It's hard rock, some great pop hooks, kind of in the vein, I would say, of like Grand Funk and maybe the Guess Who, those type of things. Really killer album. Another one I need to spend more time with. I've enjoyed what I've heard, but that was a hard one to get. There's only 200 of those. So that one he's been out of print or he hasn't had one of those in a long, long time. But occasionally it will pop up on Discogs and you can find it. I think I paid 40 to 50 bucks for it, so it's not terrible, but it was worth paying a little bit more because it filled the gap. I was missing it. And again, there's only 200 of his Noble exclusives on that one. So definitely one to get. Okay. The next one is just miles different than anything else he's had in the collection. For one, it's the most recent reissue. It's original album came out in 2010. Most of his albums that he's done exclusive from late 60s, early 70s. He's had some later 70s and an 80, but most everything is 70s. So this one, and it's an instrumental, and I've actually written a review on this one, and it is stellar. It is called the Jive Turkeys. It's bread and butter. And I love this description over here, heavy Ohio Oregon funk. And I love how it also just the back is like old time vinyl issues. And then here is the vinyl itself, really pretty yellow. It was done on Coal Mine Records, I believe. Really product on that. But Bread and Butter, it's a 2010 funky, soulful instrumental. Um, and man, that organ on that thing, just awesome. I mean, they just jam it out. I never thought I needed organ funk in my collection, but now I'm glad I do. It is a killer album. It blew me away when I heard it because I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. Just miles above expectations and stuff. So that's a one. If you want something really out there and different, Jive Turkeys is it. So the next one is one of his most popular reissues, and he's done it. He's reissued it 3 or 4 times. I think he did it 3 times or so back in the original release, and then he just released it again on another colored variant because the demand has been so big. This is one where I'm like, no, I don't need 4 copies of it. Yes, it is good, but I don't need 4 copies. So I ended up with the limited edition gold vinyl, and this is from the band Farm, and it is the album Farm. The original album came out in 1971, and here is the gold. As you can see, the gold color. This is on Garrison Records. Garrison products, top notch. Thick jackets, thick vinyl, just everything about theirs is amazing. And Garrison might be my favorite company out of all the ones that do reissue. Riding Easy Records is another one of my favorites. But back to this. It is guitar heavy blues rock. Dual guitars, there's organs, there's congas, there's harp. It's southern rock kind of stylings to it, and it's another one that's just awesome. I don't know. I think I did a review on this one. I don't remember. But yeah, it is such a good album. I can see why it's so popular with everyone. I think there's only like 5 songs on it, but they are just all, yeah, there's just 5 songs, but there's a lot of jamming. They do a cover of Statesboro Blues. The Jungle Song is awesome. Sunshine in My Window. I mean, just a killer album. Definitely worth checking out. And you can stream most of these on Apple or Spotify, I believe. So, all right. The next one is one I need to spend some time with. I have not. And I just keep hearing how great this one is. It's a very simple cover. It is Fresh Blueberry Pancake, and the album title is Heavy. Um, there's the guys on the back, a little trio. And then this is one that's on a yellow vinyl. There's been a lot of these that are on yellow. Just really awesome. Uh, so anyway, what is Fresh Blueberry Pancake? The album came out in 1970. There were only 54 copies of the original pressing circulated around in 1971 as a demo. They're from Pittsburgh. Um, it's It is really killer. It's another one though I haven't spent enough time with. Uh, but yeah, it's one I want to check out and dive in deeper to. All right, then we're gonna get to one of my favorites. I have a lot. I'm gonna say that a lot, but this one really is. This one is Poobah. Let Me In is the album. It is on. There's bonus tracks from the original album. There's the special collector's edition. It is a 2 LP set. Um, they are both on this cream colored vinyl. Um, and then here's the other disc. This thing again just blew my mind. It's there's some weird little things in between the songs that are really just off the wall, but it's hilarious. I love it. The album I think came out in 1972, and if you like early 70s rock with a little bit of distortion and wah wah pedals, some incredible drumming, I mean, you're in for a treat for this one. Any Sabbath fan, this would be right up your alley as well. It is just freaking killer. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. The jamming sessions, there's some incredible instrumental solos and stuff in the middle of the songs. They just go for it. These guys are great musicians. They've had a bunch of albums and they've even put something out more recently. But this was probably one of the first ones they had, and it went out of print for a while. But it's been reissued several times. But damn, it's that good. So yeah, if you get a chance, check out Poobah, Let Me In. I've even checked out a couple of their albums since. I just haven't bought anything else after that. Okay, now we're to another one. Now I have to say, I don't know if these are in order of when he released them. They were at one time. I think I've messed it up since then. So now I've just been putting them back. But I'm probably somewhat close. I don't know. But anyway, here's the one that made me start this whole obsession of buying that. And that was with Orangutan. Orangutan. Just that cover is just so horrible, and but yet it's so great. I love this little purple obi strip type thing on there, as it does move. And then here's the back with the banana peel on there. This is on Garrison Records, and it is on this, I don't know, reddish, orangish, brownish vinyl. I guess to match an orangutan's color, probably. Um, this album started off for me. The original album came out in 1971. The band was made up of the drummer Jeff Sobardi, who was the main songwriter for the band, as well as Tony Nobby Clark on vocals, and Nobby's vocals awesome. Paul Roberts on bass and guitar work from Mick Clark and Sid Fairman. The sound is it's pure hard rock. It's borderline on heavy metal with a slight psych sound to it, a little stoner rock at the same time, a little bit of blues, but it's hard rock. I mean, and it's going to blow your mind if you listen to this thing. It's just think Zeppelin, think Purple, think Budgie, and it'll give you an idea of what you're going to expect. Just freaking freaking incredible. I can't say enough about that one. That was one I reviewed, the first one I think in this whole batch I reviewed because it was the first one I got. It's just stellar again. Now I'm going to tell you, eventually they're not going to be stellar, but right now they're mostly stellar. So, all right, here is this next one that I got. Um, this cover is another one I think if I would have seen this first, I probably would have just picked it up as well. It is a band called Elias Hulk. This album is Unchained. Um, great artwork on it. And again, this is Garrison, so I'm sure there's an insert and stuff as they do. Then we got it on a right bright red album. Um, and Elias Hulk. I've reviewed this one too. 1970 was the original release. The band was James Haynes on bass, Bernard James on drums, Neil Tatum lead guitar, Granville Fraser on rhythm, and Peter Thorpe on lead singer. And as far as sound goes, it's heavy blues rock mixed with some psychedelic hard rock. And there's even some Eastern music elements in there as well. It just adds this really cool, unique sound to it that takes it to another level. And if that's not enough for you, it's a little proggy too. So it's just got all these great elements in it. Uh, Killer album cover as well. Just another brilliant album. All right. Then we're to this next one, and it's called Crystal. Again, it's got this Obi strip on here, and then we flip it onto the back, and you can see a couple other releases as well on here. This one again is one I need to spend more time with. Uh, Another yellowishy, reddish, yellowish color vinyl. The original album came out in 1975. The band's out of Louisville, and it's guitar-driven psych rock, a blend of West Coast psychedelia and acid dual guitars and gentle, dreamy passages. So it's not a big, heavy, heavy rock album. It's a little more laid back, and maybe why I haven't jumped into it yet. But I like what I heard. It's just some of these other albums grab my attention a lot faster. But still, Crystal's really good, worth checking out as well. Okay, then there's another one I really, really dig. And this one is called Andromeda. And again, it's got that OB type strip. Not all of them do, but I do like it when they have that. And it's Garrison as well. This is the vinyl here for Andromeda. Again, lots of yellows are in these things. I guess it's an easy color to pick because it goes with most of them. Andromeda is a 1969 UK psychedelic hard rock early proto metal band. You can stream this thing, and it's got the streaming album has a ton of extra songs. But what's on the vinyl are the best sounding songs, the ones that they were like, okay, this is worth putting out on vinyl. The rest are good to stream and stuff, but they're not as pure sounding as this. And again, this is one I really want to spend more time with. I've really liked what I've heard. I've streamed it a few times when I was in my car, since I can't take the vinyl with me. But yeah, it's a good album, worth checking out as well. All right, then we're on to the next one. This one is called Thunder and Roses. It's King of the Black Sunrise. Great album cover, great pictures. Here is the label. Imagine that. It's another yellow, reddish. I do like the swirly label on it. Um, Again, another 1969 album. This is a power trio out of Philly with Krista Bond on guitar. It's psychedelic rock, and it's kind of got a Jimi Hendrix experience kind of vibe to it. So yeah, really cool stuff. I haven't spent enough time with it. That's one on my list that I want to get back to and see if it's worth doing a review on, which I think it will be. Because I don't want to bash anything, you know. Then we have Brotherhood of Peace. The album is Cut and Loose. And here is the back of it. And then we have a nice white album vinyl with a little splatter, kind of different colors in it. Looks like some goldish, yellowish color and mixed into there. But Brotherhood of Peace is the album is 1976. It's a little bit breezy, power pop, southern rock, some heavy boogie, kind of like Big Star. I don't know, think a little bit about Big Star and the heavy riffs, but it's got some really pop goodness to it. So that's how I would describe that sound. And again, it's another one I haven't spent enough time with and stuff. So then the next one we have here. Oh, okay. This is really outside of my zone. This is a German band called Necronomicon, Tips Zoom, Selbstmord. I don't know, can't pronounce it. But what's really cool about this, I still have it sealed. Well, not sealed, but as you can see, the plastic's still on it. The album actually artwork opens up into a big giant cross, which really, really cool. So I like these album covers that you can do something with and stuff. But look at the splatter. This is one of my favorite ones we've seen so far. I love that yellowish black splatter on there. But let's see, Necronomicon. It's a German band. I don't know if it's krautrock, but it's from 1972. It's hard psych, proto doom. It's fuzz guitars, kind of garage organ rock sound, and it's just a really cool sounding album. It was off put at first because it was all German and stuff, and the singing and stuff. But when I listened to it a couple times, it's like This stuff's really, really good. And I really enjoyed it since. But it's out there. It's like one of these things that's way outside my normal listening to, which is kind of, I think, why I'm liking all this stuff because it's different. I've been listening to stuff for 40, 50 years, the same kind of things. And so it's nice to really jump out to something different. Okay, now we're on to this next one. The next one is called Zipper, and the album is, I think, just Zipper. Uh, there's the guys on the back. Um, it's on Permanent Records, and it is not black. As you can kind of see the different colors there. I don't even know how to describe that color. It's very, very different. Uh, but Zipper is from the 1970s. They're known for their raw, hard-hitting sound and straightforward rock roll approach. The band was led by Fred Cole. The album, again, 75, I think, is when it came out. It's gritty, it's a little unpolished rock, but I think that's kind of the charm to it. It was just really big in the underground music scene. Um, there's a little bit of proto punk. It's hard rock, I said. It's just raw energy, minimalist production. It's just different. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like this one. It's just different. And if I like, I'm used to more polished stuff. So I think that's it. But I'm experiencing it. I'm listening to it and enjoying it. I just haven't fully invested into that one yet. All right, this next one is a band called Sudden Death. It's 1972, um, just heavy metal. What they were trying to do, let's get that back. Here's the orangish color. What was really interesting about Sudden Death is they were the finalists in a contest in America trying to find the next Black Sabbath. So that gives you an idea. I don't think they sound that much like Sabbath, so they're not. I don't know. They're not as heavy, but they're still. I mean, this is metal in the early '70s, so that's kind of what you're going to get. But it's the American version of it. I don't know. It's not as superior as Black Sabbath, but hey, that's okay. It's still a really cool album. All right, then we kind of go to something that's really, really different for me, and this is Pete Fine on a Day of Crystalline Thought. Um, and then we got the album cover album. This is like a lime green kind of color. Garrison does it, so you know it's quality work. It's Pete Fine's first solo album from 1974. It's a little spaced out, psyche, prog, little acid folk. There's this conceptual soundtrack vibe to it. They used classical musicians, rock musicians, plus they had a chamber orchestra. It's very different. I'm going to say this is probably the first one that I got that I just didn't like. It's nothing against it. It's just not my type of music at all. But still, some people out there are going to like it. If you're into that kind of thing, it's worth checking out at least. Just for me, it was not my favorite. So, all right. Then we have another strange one. This is Wara El Inca, Musica Progressive, Bol I don't know, Bolivia. They're from South America. They're from Bolivia. So it is in Spanish. This is Garrison again. Nice silver, something different. I like that. Um, 1973 is when the album came out. Heavy prog rock. It's a fusion of prog, psych, some Andean folklore, fuzz guitars. There's organs, there's violas, flutes, heavy drumming, Spanish vocals. But yeah, it's not, unlike the Necronomicon thing, I just can't get into this one. So yeah, there's two in those two, the Pete Fine and the War, are probably the only two I don't really care for. Everything else, I think they're worth checking out. So, but he's done 50 of these. So, I mean, I'm gonna have a couple that I'm not a fan of, and I hope he's okay with that. I still bought it because I'm gonna buy every single one he puts out because I want to support my local store. All right, next one up, we have Gary DelVecchio with Buzzin', or Vecchio. Maybe that's it. Um, this is on a really pretty vinyl, red vinyl. This one's Riding Easy, and I love Riding Easy records. They do a good job too. All right, Gary DelVecchio is a proto hard rock, ambitious epic journey. The album it gives you an uncanny and devastating, the great music when you listen to it. This guy was 16 years old when he did the song "Buzzin'," which is one of the coolest songs on the album. It's just I don't know. It's just a great, great rock album from the early 70s, underground rock kind of sound and stuff. But yeah, Buzzin', killer, killer song. So if you like that kind of early 70s sound, it's definitely worth checking out. All right, then we got Magic Ship. This is the album is, I think, called Magic Ship. It's from Garrison, of course. It's got that little Obi strip on it. With that green Obi, you would expect a green vinyl. And guess what? You do get a green vinyl. Um, Magic Ship is 1970 is when that one came out. It kind of has a fuzz guitars, hard rock, a little psychedelia. There's organ, soulful melodic vocals. Um, just it's if you like psych. I mean, to me, it's a little more psych than some of the others, but it's really killer. Yeah, worth checking out as well. All right, we're getting close to the end of part one here, but not quite. Blue Max limited edition. All right, and again, Blue Max with that kind of name, you'd hope for a blue vinyl, and that's what we get with this beautiful, beautiful blue vinyl. That album came out in 1977. It's hard rock, proto metal. It's a teenage power trio out of Nova Scotia, and yeah, it's kind of killer. So I haven't spent enough time with it. I have enjoyed what I've heard. I'm telling you, I've gotten all of these over the last 2 years. I just haven't had time to spend with all of them. So hopefully I'll eventually, spend a week or two with some individual ones and really get into them. All right, the next one, Luigi Anna Deo, Feeling the Ceiling. Very simple artwork here. Here is the vinyl. Really pretty, pretty blue, dark blue on that one. I like that. That's a nice album, vinyl right there. This one came out in 1978. It's a British hard rock, heavy prog. So think kind of Wishbone Ash, maybe a little with mixed in with a little Thin Lizzy, because it's got this twin guitar attacks. Yeah, it's really some cool stuff. Yeah, and again, one I need to spend some more time with. All right, then we have Stonewall. Not much there on the back, but I love how it says for DJ use only on it, but that's a really pretty vinyl. It says, yeah, for DJ use only, not for sale. But that's kind of the funny thing about it. So Stonewall, it's a little punky, got some really, they described it as snotty vocals, loud guitars, powerful riffs, a relentless organ and drums, tight, short songs, and just a ton of energy. And they're not wrong. But I mean, all that being said, it's some cool sounding stuff with all that mixed together, even with snotty vocals. Really never heard of the word snotty, not that term, snotty vocals, but I don't know. I didn't hear it. But it's really, really cool stuff. All right. Now we've got Samuel Prody. This is a gatefold, but again, I don't take them out of the plastic. I keep the wrapper on it. And that's what we have. But really pretty purple. That is nice color as well. Goes with that album cover, which I like. They usually take a color that's on the album and make that the vinyl. The album's 1971. He's British, psychedelic hard rock, which evolved from another group that was called Giant, and it had Viv Prince of the Pretty Things on drums. It's led by bass player and vocalist Tony Sava, featuring guitar playing by Derek Smallcombe. And they recorded their sole album in England, but for some reason was only released in Germany. So makes a lot of sense. It's a true rare, heavy prog album, wild vocals, pounding drums, distorted guitars, psych effects, and then it has this 8-minute song called Hallucination. So, whole lot of stuff going on with Samuel Prody. Really cool one. It's one of those I like. Haven't reviewed it yet, but it needs to get reviewed because it's good. All right, and I think this is going to be the last one we do today. This is called Dragonfly. Really awesome cover as well on this one. Artwork's incredible. They really do such a good job with all of these greens, black splatter, vinyl. Dragonflies from 1968. It's ultra loud, heavy psych rock out of Colorado in the late 60s. It's got fuzz guitar all over this thing. It's kind of think of Iron Butterflies, bluesy rocks, and the power chords of The Who. I mean, they're not either of those bands, but that kind of style mixed together is what it's described as. And another one that's really, really cool. So we're going to stop there because if you look over my shoulder here, I've still got all those albums to go through that are in that shelf that are leaned a little bit. There's still another 20 something, 25 albums there to go through. So, yes, so thanks for stopping by. Click like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll get back with you as soon as you can, as soon as we can. And that's it. So, thanks again. We'll see you next week with part two. Have a good evening. Bye.